Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn integration of sign in with Apple. Let's check out the Apple documentation reference first. So you can check you can check here. This allow us to Face ID and Touch ID both, but your Apple ID must be enabled for the two-factor authentication. And here are the buttons guidelines. Apple provides default user interface for the buttons and dimensions like a height and width, and the leading and trailing margins. And this dimensions may be varies uh, as per the local of your device. So this is the for the Apple Watch OS and a Mac OS. Here are the few examples that which are uh, correct or incorrect for your design. So here are the minimum height, width and margins. You can check here. So in this description of this video, I will provide the all links from this references. You can check authentication services that is responsible to communicate between your device and your Apple account. So basically this is responsible for fetching your account details and authentication details from Apple to your device. And here are the App Store guidelines to submitting your apps to the App Store. So taking care of this before submitting the application. So let's start with the single view application. Enter the name of your application first. I'm entering Apple sign in, and you have to select your team, um, and before proceeding you have to purchase a membership from the Apple, so that you can enable these the services from the capability. And here is your app, app identifier. I am using Swift and Storyboard. So Swift for the programming and Storyboard for the user interface. Select the directory. I'm saving this on my desktop. You can delete or keep it. So these are the default setting of your application. This is your launcher screen. So first let's decorate your launcher screen. Take a label and align it horizontally and vertically center. and you can write anything here, but I'm preferring the app name because we are creating application for a motive. So here I'm entering the app name. So this is your view controller. Before this, let's import the uh, responsible class and create a button. So this button provides you a default configuration, and you can modify this button for the frame and style, but I'm taking this as a default. You can take button type, style, but I'm preferring to take it default because of the app, Apple strict human interface guidelines. Add this button to your subview of view controller. Adjust subview of your view controller. So our application is running successfully. Okay, so this button is on top. Let's make it on center. So I'm not assigning any frame. I'm assigning simply center of our main view controller to the sign up button from main view controller. So this will be display on now center of your view controller. So this is now on center, and now it's time to implementation of your authentication service. So first add a action to this button. And also check the description of this video for the all links of this video and source code link from the GitHub. So I will upload this code on the GitHub. add OBJ annotation for your action. Now go to capabilities to enable the sign in with Apple capability. Here should be in build set. Now this should be in signing and the signing in capabilities. Sign in and capabilities option. Yes, and here the small plus button, you have to click this button. Here are the multiple options available. You can integrate any service from this list, and here are few other options like predefined syntaxes, predefined controls. Let's search for the sign in with Apple. Here is that, click on, so you can check this is creating the configuration and certificates on the Apple developer account, and setup is done, and it has created a signing certificate. So this setup is done with the Apple developer account, and now it's time to start the coding. So we can write the code in this function, but I am preferring to create a separate class for that, so that we can integrate same functionality in our other application. So simply put that class to the other application and integrate the functionality. So create a new class, or you can also create this class from this. I am taking a NS object class instead of Swift class, and you can also select the Swift class, but I am taking Cocoa class and subclass of NS object. Apple sign-in client I am creating. So in another class I have created on my desktop to saving the time typing the code. So here is the code. We simply copy this code from here and paste to the our class, and then we will demonstrate or explain how this is working. So first take a copy and paste into our this class. Here we need to make a few adjustment and remove the syntaxes from to our declaration. Okay, so now our class is set up. Why these are okay. So this is the authentication service class responsible to communicate with the Apple, and another one then import UIKit. So UIKit here is unnecessary or optional. You can delete it or you can keep it if you are using any UIKit module. So for now I'm deleting that UIKit. Just delete it. So build is successful, so there is no issue in our code, and let's start to understand the code. So here in our class, and here a completion handler that will respond to our view controller, respond with a few details like full name, email, and token. This token is similar like Facebook and Gmail token that you have to send your backend or anywhere you that same thing you do like Twitter, Facebook, and other social media platform integration. And here we have added availability check boilerplate OS availability check, because sign in with Apple is not available below the iOS 13 versions. Here is the application provider provider variable. So integrating sign in with Apple, very simple. Just import the module, and here are the scopes that we can fetch from the authentication service. Like we are fetching full name and email address only, and set and set the delegate, and then next perform the request. And here are the a method for the check the status of your request, like approved, disapproved, or revoked. Like if your request is authorized, then you have to handle the cases. And here we have created a extension for the delegate methods of this class. So authorization controller will respond to these delegates through these delegates. So once your request is successful, you will receive data to this method, like user ID, full name, and email. And similarly, you can get the identity token or token using the credentials. So token is in the form of encoding, UTF-8 encoding, and you have to convert it into the uh, JSON string format to sending the server. And here the block to respond back your class, and here the check the status. So I hope you understand the implementation of this class. If you have any query or issue, you can post the comment. I will definitely reply on that. Now coming into the view controller, where we can consume this class. So let's create a variable of that class, Apple provider. So this is the and connect this with our sign in method. So this block will return the detail, all requested detail into the view controller. Email, full name, and token. I think this is not correct. We have to check again in our class. Yeah, first full name and then email. Just swap it. So here you will receive the data and you can do anything with that data, like sometime you have to submit this data to your backend server, so hit the API and submit this data to the server. Build it successfully, and now this button is visible. Create this button, hit this button, and first you have to set up your sign in with Apple to your device, sorry, and log in into your device with the Apple ID. I am checking if I have added my account to any simulator. No, I think so. We have to reconfigure my Apple ID in this simulator again. So let me create first. Enter your email ID here that is associated with the Apple ID. Okay, and then hit to the next button to or continue button. So please keep remember, like you must have enabled two-factor authentication to your Apple ID, otherwise this will not work. So this added the extra layer of security to your Apple ID. I'm not receiving the any code due to the network issue or anything, so there is a delay, so I am sending new code. I still not receive any code, so let's send it to the via the SMS. Just receive the code. Great. Signing into the iCloud. You can merge or don't merge. I'm preferring to don't merge because it's a simulator, not a real device. Okay, so login successfully. Now go to the above application again. Delete the logs. Okay, you will see this dialog box or controller. Hit the continue button. Now you have options to share your email ID or hide your email ID. You can also hide this email ID. If you click or choose the hide my email ID, then email ID will not fetched from the Apple Authentication Server, and only first name or last name will be provided to 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 our implementation. But for now I'm sharing my email address first. So enter your email, enter your password again, or for the real device you can use the touch ID as well. So for now the simulator or unavailability of the touch ID or face ID, we have to re-enter our password. It takes few delay to authenticate your password, so hold on. This is successfully done. So you can check the response. We have first name, last name, and email address. So here is the last name, here is my email address, and identity token. So all requested data we have received from our authentication service. So whenever you require to add and sign in with Apple, simply uh, add this class to your any application and wind this class or this class methods to your button, and that's it. And then enable the capabilities, and you can integrate sign in with Apple very easily.